Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Grey Boys podcast. It's your boy, Mac Daddy Gene, the Mean Gene Machine, the host with the most, the host with some flavor, and I'm here to talk to you about a little something that's different from what we usually talk about here at the Grey Boys headquarters. I'm here to talk about the coronavirus. And I know it's just like, whoa, that's something completely different what from the anime and the sci-fi stuff and the Power Rangers that we usually talk about. But I'm gonna tie in some anime news to the coronavirus because it seems like this is really hitting everyone hard. But I think, like, don't crucify me, but I think everyone's just making a big deal out of it. Like, there's really no point in all this. But to give some insight on it, so early in like December, and like this Chinese province called Wuhan was like their first case of the coronavirus. And basically, like any other virus, it spreads and people travel and it gets out and spreads to the whole world and everything. So, whatever, that's normal and everything. But now it's become a problem because everyone is just so deathly afraid of it. And I think it's, for me, I just think it's ridiculous because I feel like we always have some kind of scary pandemic that's just the end of the world and everyone's gonna die. And it's just, because, like, from growing up, it's just, I know we've had the swine flu, which is the big scary disease. Then we had Ebola. Then we had the Zika virus. And now we have the coronavirus. And it's always some big thing that everyone just ends up getting so worked up about, only for it to die out before anyone ever realizes. But this one, I'll admit, is a little different because it seems like there's a lot of people hyping it up. For example, here, I'm I'm pretty sheltered. Like I kind of like to deal with just in my state. So I live in New York, so not to have anyone dox me or anything, but here in New York, we have about 142 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Mind you, that's out of close to 8.8 million people living in the New York State altogether. And now everyone is just flipping out. If you go on Amazon right now, they're selling like those small little bottles of Purell hand sanitizer for like $100. That stuff's like $2, especially if it's Amazon. You're supposed to like find out for like 50 cents. If you go to any pharmacy, any like drugstore or anything, they're all sold out on sanitizing wipes, anything that kills germs. Like that's gone, and a lot of local stores are hiking up the prices of their like hand sanitizer and wipes and everything. Like you'll go to a store and then if it's usually like $5 to get a roll, they'll sell it for like 20, 30, $40. And I just think it's like so ridiculous and dumb that everyone's freaking out over just 142 cases of the coronavirus that's out there. And I feel like that has a lot to do with like our governor and everything because our governor is Andrew Cuomo, and he went and put a state of emergency and everything over the coronavirus. He posted on Twitter like, as of right now, today is March 9th. He posted that we're at 142 cases, and he listed every district, and the biggest district hit is Westchester with 98, which again, that's not a big deal when you think about millions of people. And it's what bothers me most about it is because I know that like the fear makes no sense, seeing as that the flu is way worse. The flu is getting like thousands of New Yorkers at a time, like every week, like a new, like every week is like 1,000 people coming in for the flu over and over again. But everyone's just like, all right, whatever. Two people get the coronavirus and they like lose their mind. And then it's the way that everyone's just talking about it. It's just like, oh, you gotta wash your hands and gotta like, well, don't shake people's hands and cough into your shoulder. And it's like, well, not shoulder, but cough into your elbow. It's like, but this is all stuff you learn in pre-K. So what does that really say about us as people that we need someone to tell us over again that we're supposed to learn as kids, like how not to spread germs? So it's just, let me just put out there that the coronavirus is not as bad as the flu. They say if you contract the coronavirus as like a healthy individual, then you're mostly just gonna feel like sniffles, like a little common cold, maybe a cough. Stay indoors, like just like stay home sick, like just that's it. Like it's not that like the flu is something way worse of a higher mortality rate. But like it's just the fact that everyone's just freaking out because it's something new and something new they heard, and it's just like it because it 100% is that everyone's heard of the flu. Like the flu's been around for years. Mind you, the coronavirus has been around since like about 1960s. And it may sound like I'm quoting Wikipedia, and that's because I am. But that's only because I don't want to seem like one of those guys with the tinfoil hats saying like, oh, the government. Every time there's an election year, then there's a new major disease, which I don't really understand what the point of that weird theory is because I can't understand how it's gonna make us want to vote for a certain person if there's a disease. But I do feel like a lot of people are being really stupid about this because there's no reason to freak out as long as you do what you're supposed to do in terms of washing your hands, and if you feel sick, then take care of yourself. But I understand like this virus is dangerous for people who are older, people who have any kind of complications in terms of like lungs and respiratory. But that's the same thing with the flu. So there's no reason to flip out over this virus and not about the flu. Like if it was equal freak out for both, then I'll be like, all right, whatever. Then we're all just a bunch of pussies. But that's not the case. Like you're just flipping out because it's something new, and it's all scary. Uh, I it does feel like a weird time to just be like, this virus is fucking shit up to a point where it's just like the stock market is crashing. Like anytime, like Asian people are like really like seriously getting the worst of it. I have a friend who just was. He said that he was on the train and he was coughing, and everyone just gave him a look. And it's not like that's just like an isolated situation. Like I have my coworkers talking about every time they have to take the train through Chinatown, they feel so uncomfortable and they feel some type of way because all the Asian people are like wearing face masks and everything. And it's just like, oh, why are you wearing face masks when we're supposed to be wearing face masks and you guys bought out all the face masks and we should be protecting ourselves from you. And it's just like, well, wait, hold on a second. If you're afraid of them having the virus, what's your beef of them wearing the face masks? It doesn't make any sense. But I do like a part of me does find it like it's like it's like a weird time. Like even my job right now, like I work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. The Gray Boys podcast is like my way out. Like hopefully this gets big enough. Quit the 9 to 5 and just do this all day. But it my job is now going to it's getting everyone. It's like asking all the employees, hey, do you have a computer? No, you don't have a computer? We're gonna loan you one until this virus thing is all settled. So they want us now to work from home. So, like, my company is a real hard ass. Like, they're just on your ass about working. They want to be on time and everything and just stay late and do work. For them to, like, just be like, okay, you can just work at home. I'm 100% just, like, I'm for it. Like I was sick of everyone just complaining about the coronavirus. Like anytime I did something, oh my god, what are you doing? You can't do that. Aren't you afraid of the coronavirus? Like I've been doing this like my whole life, and I'm alive. I'm cool. Like I'm gonna eventually when I get a chance, I'm gonna go wash my hands or whatever. Like I find that annoying, but I think it's like if everyone's just gonna be afraid of it and just stay home. Cause if you've never been to New York, but you've heard stories about it. Like it's just always really busy. Like it's just like mostly like Manhattan, like New York City, always busy. I was driving around with my dad and my brother one weekend in the city. The streets were clean. Like, I'm not saying like there was no one there, but for New York City, that might as well have been a ghost town, and that is 100% have to do with like that fear of like the virus and everything. And it's just like, okay, I get it if you're in confined spaces, but when you're outside in the open, all that fresh air, you really don't have much to worry about. And in anime news, ReZero, the second season, got delayed a whole anime season. A certain Railgun anime, I don't watch that one. That seems more like Joe type of anime. Also got delayed by an episode. So it's just like, it, this coronavirus, if I had to like give it an anime persona, it's 100% just like this tsundere that's just like, notice me senpai. Personally, for me, I feel like the coronavirus, the one thing it's doing for me that I'm okay with is the trains are seem a lot more clear. Like, no one's coming going out of their house, no one's going to work. So fine, if you want to be afraid, it just makes it easier commute for me, whether it be driving or through the MTA. And now that my job's like, hey, we encourage you to work from home. Cool, even better. I'm just gonna log in at like 9 o'clock, take a nap every couple of minutes or whatever. But the my problem is all the people who are like really deathly afraid, like they're freaking out. Like, you don't need to. Everything's gonna be fine. Just drink plenty of juice, take care of yourself, take your medicine. You're gonna be fine. Unless you were already on death's door, then this podcast isn't for you. You shouldn't even be listening to this podcast. Get to a hospital. And for all the people who are stocking up their bunkers with hand sanitizers all over the walls and disinfectant wipes, like, don't be a dick. You don't need that much. Just get enough for yourself and leave for the rest of us, like you were doing for your whole life when during flu season and everything else. I know this is coming off like just like a rant, like an angry rant, like I'm upset at someone or anything, but I just feel like there's too many people just telling like the world like you should be afraid and like you're supposed to be worried and stay at home and just stop living your life like you normally do. And I'm upset that it's like not enough people explaining like, hey, this is something that this is something that's very contagious. So, take extra precautions to wash your hands, don't touch your face. Like, if you want to give like people a gentle reminder, like, this is like what we taught you as kids, but hey, here's a second reminder. Like, do this, take care of yourself. If you get it, call for help. But now it's just like, the way they make it sound like if you get it, like, man, shit out of luck, like, GG, good game. I know when people probably hear this, they're gonna prove me wrong and be like, "Oh, look, 9 people died in Washington from the coronavirus. Oh, look, 6 people died in Texas." They're like, "Cool, but bring in the info of the people who died from the flu." Like, if you're gonna go, I'm not trying to dispute that the coronavirus is something 100% don't worry about, but I'm just saying, like, don't make a big deal out of it if the flu is something that you've completely ignored for a majority of your life. And it's like, I know, like, towards the middle of the year, everyone's going to forget about the coronavirus. There's going to be something else that's going to happen. And it's just going to be like, well, what was all this for? Like, all this headache and people freaking out. Like, you don't, like, it was unnecessary. In a live update, my brother just came in the room and told me that his school, like, mind you, he's in college, is canceled until the 27th because of the coronavirus. So they're just gonna have like online classes or whatever. But, well, obviously, if you like anyone who's went to school, like, oh shit, I'm free. He's now not gonna stay home and just like fear the outside world. He's probably gonna go out, hang out, and just chill because he's got like nothing else to do. Uh, I guess this rant's over because I pretty much just want to get that out of my system and kind of just spread out there that there's nothing really to be afraid of. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna blow over. You're not gonna die. So just do what you gotta do. Like, just take care of yourself and keep it pushing. Right now, I'm gonna go head to bed. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. They're probably gonna send an email out to everyone and say, "Hey, we want more people to work from home in the midst of this coronavirus stuff." And to help everyone who has that, here is either you can have a free laptop, here's free virus protection, or if you have a computer, you can have a second monitor. So guess what? Daddy's getting a second monitor, and I think just to match the second monitor, I'm gonna get a whole light up keyboard too, and steal all the bitches. But that's about it. This wasn't your cup of tea. My bad. We should be back next week with just another happy-go-lucky anime series or whatever. I hope. I don't want to be that guy of the Grey Boys podcast where it's like, oh boy, Gene's on. What's he gonna rant about now? This is just something that's been bothering me for a while. Like it just had me like a little annoyed. Uh, I guess that's it. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell and other cool YouTuber lingo stuff. Peace. Yeah. And we are out.